Mr. Titov, you were an entrepreneur, then you became the Russian president's commissioner for entrepreneurs' rights. Now you want to be president yourself. Why?
President Putin has the best chances of winning. I'm running to show that there are other groups out there who have a different point of view to those who support Putin's politics. I'm clearly a human rights advocate who's been in the president's camp. But I've also taken on the task of creating a more liberal society.
Let's talk more concretely about your goal of making society more liberal. What exactly do you not like about Vladimir Putin's policies?
Putin and his team of experts have done a lot to stabilize Russia. And after the chaos of the 90s, it's been good for the country. But it only worked while oil prices were high. Then the oil price dropped and we had no alternatives to make money. By contrast, our model is competitive and market-oriented. It will promote small and mid-sized businesses.
So you're using this election campaign to promote your ideas, but you yourself don't want to be the president. Am I right?
My candidacy is a chance to prove that our economic strategy is the right one, and that we can influence the political power brokers in this country. And I'll think they'll see it. They won't make a radical swing to the left, back towards Soviet economics. Because if oil doesn't go up again, we only have two choices: a planned economy like in Soviet times, or we can move the country forward.
Putin's biggest critic, Alexei Navalny, has been barred. You say you don't want to be president at all. What kind of election is this if candidates who want to be president are barred and those who are allowed don't want to be president at all? Is that democracy?
There's only one candidate who's been able to convince the people that he's the one who can maintain order and be a strong leader at home and on the world stage. And the people will vote for him.
Do you mean Vladimir Putin?
Of course, no one will dispute it. So I and all the other candidates have to be realistic. At the same time, we have to do all we can to get our points over.
Should Navalny take part in the election?
Alexei Navalny has a strange understanding of the law. He says the Constitution is on his side. But the issue here is purely a political one. The fact he's missing makes these elections incomplete. I don't think he would have got many votes. His target demographic is too small.
So, have I understood you correctly? You are against him not being able to take part?
From a political standpoint, anyone who represents a group in society should have the right to be a candidate and run against everyone else.
Do you feel sorry for him?
I think he's a strong and courageous man, but I have absolutely no sympathy for him. He chose his own path. He's strong, but I don't think he has any fear.
Is he a good politician?
He doesn't have any good ideas. He has a list of populist slogans and nothing else. What he's done very well is to communicate his ideas to the people. He's very modern, a politician who understands technology. All of the protests he organized across the country are proof of that. But Navalny as a complete politician, I have my doubts.
Back to your ideas. You say you are no politician, but even so, you are a presidential candidate. So you must have an opinion on key issues in Russian politics. For example, the Crimea question, which of course also affects the economy. The sanctions were applied after the Crimean unification, as it's known here in Russia, or the illegal annexation, as it's called in the West. Should the status of Crimea remain as is?
My opinion is the same as it's always been, from day one when Crimea Crimea returned to Russia, and I'll stick by it. Crimea belongs to us. For now, the situation there is frozen. We can talk about creating a special economic zone to ease tensions, but Crimea has no place in international politics, just like the former Baltic states.
Yes, but one day the Baltic countries became independent again. Will Crimea also become Ukrainian again?
Crimea will never belong to Ukraine. There might be other solutions to the conflict, but not that one.
Mr. Titov, on March 18th at 8 p.m. most of the polling stations will be closed. The situation is pretty clear. What's your prognosis?
Putin will win. I don't know what the result will be. Our target is to get more than 5%. If we clear that hurdle, we'll be very satisfied.
Boris Titov, Russian presidential candidate, thank you for the interview.